Want more podcast downloads? You're in the right place. In this video, we're going to talk about how to craft an amazing message. We're going to talk about how to improve your intros. We're going to talk about how to get more engagement with your audience. It's all here. Let's get into it. Today's episode is all about creating these systems, these processes, these ways that we can create much better content in less time. And one of the major catalysts of making this happen is having a show, is having a podcast, having a place where you're producing relevant, interesting, informational content for people that need to hear it. I love the way Kate Casey puts this down. Pretend that they're on fire and you're the only one with the hose. So let me tell you, friend, if you are stuck in a holding pattern, you're just not making progress on your digital brand, your podcast isn't growing, you're just stumbling and bumbling and fumbling around, stop right now. I got your back. We're going to get you from zero to hero ASAP. You're going to start creating better content in less time so you can focus on what you love. That's what we do here at Mark Savant Media, the After Hours Entrepreneur. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode where we're talking all about podcasting today. So the first question, how to get more engagement from our audience? How? And frankly, as podcasters, it can be really tough to get feedback. And I don't know if this is a fault of mine, but whenever someone asks me a question, I try to give them the best answer that I can. But how can we get more engagement from our podcast audience? I'm going to give you a few different tips here. One of which is you can put a little keyword in your call to action. So as an example, do you want to get more tips on how to create more engagement? DM at Mark Savant Media on Instagram, code word engagement. That's what you do right now. Go to at Mark Savant Media on Instagram, code word engagement. Now you see what I did there? I gave a very, very clear call to action to my listeners, to my audience, to you. Okay? I'm telling you exactly where to go, exactly what to do when you get there. And I found it to be a really solid way of creating engagement, having conversations with my listeners and fans just like you. So go to at Mark Savant Media on Instagram, DM me the word engagement. How else can we get more engagement from our fans? Well, quite frankly, if you're not repurposing for vertical video, you're making a big mistake. This is a huge opportunity right now. YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok videos, really, really powerful place, a really powerful area that you can start to develop organic reach. If all you're doing is posting full-length videos on YouTube or full-length videos on Facebook, it's just not going to work, I'm afraid. So you got to find ways to create short-form vertical videos, and they perform very well. If you can get a bit to 30 seconds or under, that's magnificent. And quite frankly, this episode that you're listening to right now is being recorded on video and being chopped up for distribution all across the interwebs. So if you want to know more about that, if you want to know how to do that, you know where to find me, at Mark Savant Media on Instagram. Hit me up. I would be happy to give you some pointers there. The third thing that I would recommend when you're trying to get engagement is say, hey, listen, you like the show, you like me, let's hop on a phone call. I just want to get on a phone call. I want to hear more about you. I want to know how I can serve you better. And when you start focusing more on the listener, engagement, you'll find just kind of tends to slap you back in the face. So my quick takeaways here would be, make sure you have a strong, direct call to action, A. B, make sure you're repurposing your content for short form vertical video, super powerful right now. And 3, try to get as many listeners as you can on the phone. Just send them a Calendly link, get them on the phone so you can hear more about their problems and how you can create content to solve those problems, or products to solve those problems, or services to solve those problems. Get to solving people's problems. The other thing that I just want to go a little bit deeper on is how should you record your video interviews? There's different ways. I think the most obvious way is using something like Zoom. It's free. Everyone knows how to use it. You can record, you can live stream, you can do a lot of cool things with Zoom. But the audio and video is not very good. It's not really designed for podcasting. I recommend using a program like Riverside.fm. It's a great program, very well worth the cash, and it's going to record video and audio locally on both sides of the connection. So if I'm interviewing a guest in, let's say, Mumbai, it's going to have a crystal clear video and audio from that person and a crystal clear audio and video on my side. It's saved in the cloud. You download it, bada boom, bada bing. And I'll tell you what, when you're repurposing content, getting that high quality video and audio makes all the difference. So make sure you check that out. So I've got an nice offer for you here today. In the links below, in the comments below, I've got a link so you can try out Riverside.fm for free. It will cost you $0. You can check it out. You can try it if you like it. I'll put a link below. It's I'll put a link below. So check it out, get it for free, try it out. I think you'll be as impressed as I am. I use it. I wouldn't use anything else. It's just a great program. So the third topic is, how can I get people to pay attention to me online? And the answer is complex, but simple at the same time. It's very simple. Craft a bold message. Craft a bold message. Evan Carmichael really honed in on this when I was chatting with him on the After Hours Entrepreneur, I don't know, several dozen episodes ago. But craft a bold message. And there's a few reasons why this is important, but namely, having a bold message is going to clearly convey the value that you bring. So it also is going to make sure that you're attracting the correct tribe. You want to be attracting the right people. As soon as someone lands on your page without burning any calories, they should know exactly what you do and if you're for them. And if you're not hitting there, your message isn't clear, it isn't bold enough. So let's go over, what should my bold message include? Your bold message should be very clear about who you are, what you do, and who it's for. Your bold message should be concise. You don't want to have a rambling paragraph. You want to be able to get it out quickly and easily so people can remember it. My bold message, helping you create better content in less time so you can do what you love. That's it. And quite frankly, if you check back me in a year, my bold message is going to be a lot better than that. It's going to be sharper. It's going to be more concise. We're going to use more keywords. It's going to be big time. So let's talk a little bit about keywords. Include keywords in your bold message. It makes you more searchable. Do you do social media? Do you do podcasting? Do you do real estate? Try to think about, how can I factor keywords into my bold message? Increases searchability. And then lastly, I want you to make sure that your bold message is not about you. The bold message is about them. Your bold message is about the listener, the viewer, the customer. The more that everything you do revolves around your customer, the better off your business is going to be and the faster your podcast is going to grow. Focus on the listener. It's not all about you, bro. I'm sorry. Okay, so now let's talk about what goes into a great intro for your podcast, AKA, how can I create an amazing intro for my podcast? And the answer is, your podcast intro should include a few different things. First off, your podcast intro should motivate. It should get people energized and motivated to listen. Your intro should educate. What is your show about? Why is it for the person who just tuned in? What's it about? And third, your intro needs to differentiate you. There's a lot of podcasts out there. There's millions of podcasts. What makes you different? Your intro should really nail in that motivation, education, and differentiation. Got that out right. I feel pretty good about it. Again, your podcast intro should not be too long. I know for me, and this is anecdotal, when I'm listening to a new podcast and the intro is a minute long, I'm already tuned out. I would recommend keeping it to 15 seconds or less, no more than 30 seconds. If you go to 30 seconds, you are pushing it. Really, you should be at about 10 seconds for your intro, maybe 15. And then lastly, try to see if you can incorporate some keywords in there, because again, you should have keywords in everything you do. It helps with search. It helps people to identify if this is for them or not. I would definitely encourage you to see if you can put some keywords in your introduction. So then the conversation turns to outsourcing. How can you outsource your podcast? First off, you got to get clear about budget. How much do you want to outsource? Can you afford an agency? Do you just want to hire a virtual assistant? Can your mom or dad or your kids help you out with it? What's your budget? You need to know how much money you're going to be spending on this project. Secondly, write down a list of everything that you do to create your podcast. What do you really hate? What's the stuff in that list that you just don't want to do? It's always pushed off to last minute. That's probably something that you want to start outsourcing. 3, what's taking up the most of your time? One of the main reasons that we outsource is we want to free up our time to focus on other things like business development and relationships and engagement. Okay. What's the stuff that takes up a lot of your time that can be outsourced? For example, if you don't like the tedious editing or repurposing of content, let's outsource that. If you don't like graphic design, let's outsource that. If you don't like the actual posting on social media, outsource that. Try to find the things that are very time consuming and ixnay on the time consuming nay. I think that works. Anyway, get rid of that stuff. And then my 4th tip for outsourcing your podcast is, what is going to take the most time for you to learn? What takes the most education? I mean, video editing takes a long time to master and learn. Social media can also be daunting. That's one of the things that we focus here on at Mark Savant Media is, you don't need to spend all your time learning how to edit video or learning how to brand build and all this stuff. You can, and we can teach you. We can definitely help you there. We've helped a lot of people. But you don't need to learn that. We have all the resources here at Mark Savant Media to do all the video editing and the posting and the strategy and the branding and et cetera, et cetera. Again, you can do it, but you got to understand and try to prioritize where's your time best spent. Is your time best spent learning how the algorithm on YouTube works? Or is your time best spent actually recording top-notch quality videos that are structured in a way that allows you to purpose them for multiple platforms? Okay. So just think about what is going to take you the most learning, and let's outsource that stuff so you don't have to go and take out a second mortgage for a second college degree. Like, you don't need to do all that stuff. Just hire someone that knows how to do it. You'll be much happier. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tons more great tips coming your way. Smash this link right here. I know this video is going to help you improve your life, your business, your podcast. Click the link. Let's go.